It is that time again to be with Jimmy G in the place to be on another episode of The Good, The Bad, The Awesome, where we talk about, unbox, give my first reaction to all things pop culture, mainly Star Wars, Transformers, anime, McFarlane figures, sprinkled in with a bunch of everything else. So if this is your first time here, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. What are you waiting for? It is for you. This is for you. And if you've been here before, thank you so much. We are getting close to our 1,000th subscriber mark. We are just 130 people away, so help us get there. But today we are going to go to the McFarlane verse and more the anime verse, to the Taisho era of Japan, and talk about an amazing figure, the first, well, not the first, but the water breathing Hashira. So let's go see what I've got. One of the Hashira are here. Water Hashira, Giyu Tomioka. He is here and I can't wait. This is part of the wave 2 of Demon Slayer from McFarlane Toys, the Water Hashira. So hopefully, I mean, they heard my cries, they heard my prayers that don't just release Tanjiro, Nezuko, and Zenitsu and Inosuke and all those guys. Go ahead and release the Hashiras too. And so we got the water one right here. And so far in the box, it looks glorious. The box is nothing to write home about like some of the other boxes that you see. But again, it's not about the box sometimes, it's about the figure that's in it. But there it is. There, a nice illustration of Giyu Tomioka. 22 moving parts just like that from Demon Slayer. So if you don't know much about Giyu, he still is the Water Hashira, and trained alongside with Sabito. And if you don't know what happened to Sabito, I won't ruin it for you. But yeah, anyway, but ended up recommending Tanjiro to become a Demon Slayer after a battle with his sister. He was actually supposed to be the one to help dispatch the demon that killed Tanjiro's family. So, but very, very cool. And I'm not going to keep him in this package, so let's get him out of the box. So Giyu Tomioka, water breathing first form. I don't know what it is. Anyways, let's get him out. Here he is, out of the package, onto my table. Giyu, yo, hey Giyu, what are you? Who's on first? Gyu's on second. But this is him, 7-inch figure. So far, first impressions. First of all, the packaging, my tape was a little loose, so some of those hands kind of fell out, which is not a big deal unless you're an in-the-box collector, and then it is a big deal. But yeah, some of them fell out, and but let's go over everything that you get with Giyu Tomioka. So first of all, you get his Nichirin sword right there. So I don't know if y'all could see that. Let's kind of bring that focus in. Looks gorgeous. It's got the blue mark right there, and then of course his hilt. Very, very cool. Of course, each sword is different, and it changes colors according to the Hashira and what breathing technique that they have. Then of course you get the stand, the obligatory Demon Slayer stand that you would get with all McFarlane figures. Of course, not all McFarlane figures have Demon Slayer. Some of them say DC, some of them say other things. Open hands and fists. You get that on that. So you get those things. And then of course you got the character himself, Giyu, and he is, according to the official, now worldwide used ramen scale, he is officially for about 5 ramen packs high, but he is a 7-inch McFarlane figure, so that can kind of tell you a little bit from what 5 ramen packs high is like. And so let's bring him in for a close-up, and let's bring in some lights so we can kind of take a better look at him. Now, one of the biggest complaints I have about the Demon Slayer McFarlane figures especially is the balance is a little bit off. So it is tough for me to get him standing posed. Look, now he's like, haha, there you go. Or kind of get him in other kind of cool poses without that stand. And that's one of my biggest gripes, is I can't do that. Now, looking at him already, and let me pull my camera up just a little bit so I can kind of show it to you. There's overall, I mean, the detail is really, really nice. I love the animation, accurate face. I mean, with his basically his melancholy look, which he's like. But on the belt, this is something that for me Whoops, sorry, my lighting going crazy. So the belt for me is a little bit you know, so if you look, the paint job looks just a little overspray, you can kind of see here, and then there's a little bit of the paint job there is not as great, but stuff you can kind of touch up if you're your own designer of Demon Slayer or designer of figures. You can definitely fix that, but overall the suit looks great, looks accurate to the anime as well as the manga, but there he is from the front, from the side, from the back, and from the side. Again, the half and half, that is just too cool on those. And then when we look from an articulation, just like all McFarlane figures, 22 points of articulation. So some of the main ones that you get, of course, the head, you do get the swivel, does go all the way around, and of course the hair is nice and soft and spiky, so it hurts the hands. Arm, you get it to go up like that, you can twist it, and it can also you get a twist at the shoulder too as well. I mean at the elbow you get a twist, and then the elbow you got about a 90-degree bend there, and then you got a twist here, but yeah, you get that shoulder that goes all the way around, and it does. Now he's all looking weird. He's weird looking. Let's get that back kind of normal, sense of normal there, and then the waist, you got the upper ab, or whatever you want to call it, and that twist, and then you have the lower ab, that twist, so you can really kind of pose him how you want to on that. And so, and they do go 360. And then the legs, one of the things, you can't quite go all the way Jean-Claude with it because of the nature of his suit, but you can kind of see the joints underneath there. You still get the same kind of joint movement that you get, but his cloak gets in the way, and you do get almost a 90-degree bend there, and you can twist the ankle, and you can twist the shin as well, and you can do a little twist right there as well on this. So that is a little bit of the articulation, and then of course the foot, you do have that part as well for the foot. But that is him. So let me get some figures out so we can kind of compare him with some other figures, and then we'll change some hands, get him in some cool little Wheel of Fortune poses, and give you my final thoughts. So here is Giyu compared to the other McFarlane figures in his line, some of the other ones. So we have his 5-inch counterpart. We also have the Tanjiro, and then of course Giyu Tomioka. The swords, exactly the same, just one smaller than the other. You can kind of see that, but exactly the same kind of detail and stuff with that. Now, let me bring in a few other figures. So we have, this is an Anime Heroes Fushiguro from Jujutsu Kaisen, Bandai Ultimates Tanjiro there. And then let's bring in, this is SH Figure Arts Chainsaw Man. So let's see if I can get him kind of back here a little bit so you can kind of see that. Then we have, of course, a 6-inch black figure chocolate Mandalorian covered in poo-poo. That's what I think he is. A 3.75-inch Ahsoka Tano. And then just a Voyager class bludgeon, and then a Legends scale transformer here as well. So there is all the different figures you can see kind of from a comparison standpoint, where he stands accordingly from a size standpoint. And of course he's going to stand a little taller than Tanjiro, although I have Tanjiro in a different pose. Now, one of the things that I wish that Giyu came with, that Tanjiro came with, is this right here, this water effect for his water breathing, because Giyu's the Water Hashira, he should have that. Tanjiro, hopefully, and I think they already announced it, will be coming out one with a flame effect for his Hinukami Kagura. When some of y'all are like, what are you talking about, Jimmy? God bless you. Is basically their breathing techniques and some of the effects that come with the sword. But this is they all together, so you can kind of see and kind of compare and see how he would fit in your collection. But let's get back together and talk through some of my final thoughts. Let's bring Tomioka back in so we can take a closer look again. One final look at Giyu Tomioka. There he is, water breathing Hashira, current water breathing Hashira, and the battle that Tanjiro and him team up with at the end of Demon Slayer. Now, the anime is not over yet, but the manga is. I mean, it's epic. It is epic. I will not spoil anything for y'all if you're the anime watcher or if you haven't read the manga. If you have not done that, please go to Crunchyroll. I think it's on Netflix, Hulu, as well, or Shonen Jump, where you can read the entire manga for like $9.99 a month or something like that. But water breather. So the basically water breathing, just a little history of it, not much, but just a very little bit of history, is there's different layers of breathing. So sun breathing was the very first form, and all other breathing forms got their basically got their breathing from sun breathing, and the one that was right underneath it, water breathing, which branched off to some other breathing forms. So water breathing's a very, very powerful technique. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Urokodaki, that's his last name. He's the cultivator of water breathing. He's the one that trained others. He was a former Water Hashira, so he trained Giyu, and Giyu and Sabato and Makamo were all kind of in that same training class. And of course, well, I just won't spoil what happens on that. So Sabato, such a great character, has such a small role. But one other neat little fun fact about the Hashira versus Demon Slayer Core. So look at the buttons on the uniform. So Demon Slayer Core buttons are silver, Hashira buttons are gold. And so that's how you know that they are like the best of the best. They have the gold buttons on their uniform, whereas the Demon Slayer Core ones have the silver. But here they are, like peas and carrots, Tomioka and Tanjiro. But overall, really a great figure. Now, when I was trying to pose them in some of the dynamic poses, and I'll put one of the poses I was trying to go for, just an image of it, it was tough because I wish there was just a bit more articulation in the arms and the legs. It's just a little chunky there. I know, like the Good Smile, like those companies that make those figures, like Good Smile, Figma, Max Factory, Figure Arts is getting ready to make some Demon Slayer figures. I know that they have a lot of articulation where you could probably get that arm, because I needed to get this arm way up here and then this arm like way under here, and I was not able to really accomplish. This was the best I could do right here with the McFarlane figure. But I mean, overall, I love the look, the animation, kind of accurate look. The cons, I mean, I just wish there was a little bit of more posability to put in some dynamic poses, and I wish it would have came with the water effect. That would have been great, you know, to have the water effect for the Water Hashira. But other than that, I mean, on a scale of good, bad, awesome, this is pretty awesome. I love the McFarlane Demon Slayer figures. I got them all, and I'm going to continue to get them all because I think they're really great figures and they're a really great representation of the characters. Now, if you really want maximum posability, you're going to have to go with one of those other companies, but you are going to pay some big bucks. Like this guy for McFarlane was only $24.99, and sometimes you can find them on sale too as well. But like figures from like Good Smile and Max Factory, you're looking upwards of $80 to $100, and then of course SH Figure Arts, you're looking about $50 to $75. So $24, I can live with some of that stuff, all right? Because if I want a really good representation of my Hashira, of my Demon Slayer figures, this is a really good one. So I encourage you, just check your local retailers. Amazon has them, things like that. So if you're a big Demon Slayer fan, this is great. If you're a big figure fan, anime fan, go ahead and pick this up. And if you're just a big McFarlane fan, I mean, why not, right? Yeah, so, but that is all I got to say about Mr. Tomioka. So in the meantime, tune in next time when we talk about something good, bad, or awesome. But in the meantime, y'all remember to stay young, have fun, and be awesome. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye now.